Over their 7-year history, the Golden Knights have traded a lot of prospects and a lot of picks. So I've often thought to myself, how do they keep doing this? I decided to examine VGK's draft cupboard, as I'm calling it. It's a dumb name, I know. Relax. I needed to be able to assign a numerical value to it, though. Luckily, someone already did that, so I stole it from him. That someone is Matt Perry, the former director of analytics for the Arizona Coyotes. He created a pick value chart that assigned a specific number to each pick in the NHL draft. For instance, pick 1 is worth 100. Pick 2 is worth a bit less at 72.7. Pick 3 is worth 62.1, and it continues down until the last pick of the draft, pick 224, which is worth 0.13. Trust me, well, trust him. He's smart. It all adds up. So let's establish VGK's initial draft cupboard. Name's growing on you, isn't it? After the stupid 2017 draft lottery, which VGK lost because they didn't bring Stanley the Rooster for good luck. In fact, they didn't even bring the GM because his flight got delayed in Vancouver. The Golden Knights were granted the 6th, 34th, 65th, 96th, 127th, 158th, and 189th selections in the 2017 draft. Let's put some Perry values on those. But that's not all that's in the cupboard. There are future picks too, and believe you me, the Golden Knights will trade a bunch of those over the next 7 years. Future picks really only get traded inside of 3 years, so let's add the 18 and 19 draft picks to the cupboard. We're going to keep doing this as we go along, and we'll start adding the prospects as the system is built because VGK will eventually trade almost all of those as well. So, the official VGK draft cupboard to start the franchise is 110.78. Then, the expansion draft happened, and for lack of a better term, the Golden Knights mercilessly beat every one of the other 29 teams with a figurative baton. They even had a fun name for it, The Pledge, but that's another video for another day. Here are all the trades the Golden Knights made during the expansion draft, and the insane haul they brought back. Now, Perry points for all those trades. And voila, the draft cupboard is now a healthy 181.26. You're probably asking, is that a lot? And I will tell you, I don't know. Because there's no way in hell that I'm going to go through every other team to figure it out. But in the context of VGK history, yes, it is a lot. And compared to what they have right now, it's a ton. That's the whole point of the video. So, into the first season we go. The Golden Knights are magically not shit like everyone expected, so they make a big deadline move, and a smaller, stupid one that still haunts me to this day, and they lose in the Stanley Cup final. On to the offseason, where we get access to another set of draft picks, and since there are only prospects from 2017, the cupboard can only grow. This won't be the case down the road, as prospects kind of lose their value after a few years, so after 3 seasons, we're going to throw them all out. You got this far in, you got to keep watching to see how that turns out. I'm getting to the point, hang in there. It speeds up as we go. The Golden Knights made another splashy offseason trade that year, bringing in Max Pacioretty, but they sent out a healthy 33 Perry points in doing so. Still, going into year 2, the draft cupboard is stocked pretty darn well. Okay, here's where we're going to speed it up. Over the next 3 seasons, VGK made some big trades. Some where they added players like Mark Stone, Alec Martinez, Chandler Stevenson, and everybody's favorite snake charmer Robin Lehner. Others where they sent guys away to recoup some picks and Perry points. Throw in the added draft selections we get along the way, and here's where we stand after each season. Yes, there were lots of big trades, but as the franchise grew older and older, and the prospect pool grew deeper, the cupboard remained fairly steady between 160 and 185. Again, Max Pacioretty cost 33, and Chandler Stevenson was a measly 0.41, so there's plenty of capital to keep making moves. And, as you are well aware, moves VGK will keep making. Season 5 is where it starts to get a bit tricky. The 2017 draft picks are basically worthless as futures at this point, so we'll subtract them for the cupboard. Heading into Season 5, we get another draft worth of points, but we lose a massive 65 from the 2017 draft pick, mostly from former 6th overall pick Cody Glass. It's okay though. Even with that, the numbers are still sizable, about 129. Then Eichel. Not only did VGK lose a stud forward worth no Perry points, but they also lost Peyton Krebs and the eventual 17th overall pick, or almost 46 points. More aging out, and drafts coming in that aren't great because the Golden Knights were good and picking late in the draft, and you're seeing that cupboard start to shrink. There was more in Season 6, the year the Golden Knights went on to win the Cup, but nothing too significant, so the numbers stayed about the same. Finally, we reached the deadline of year 7. VGK entered the season with 105 points in the cupboard. Still plenty to make things happen, and boy did they ever. 29 for Hurdle, 21 for Hannafin, and 5.5 for Mantha. Some of these are picks well into the future, so I acted like Vegas made the playoffs but lost early, gave them the 20th pick, and the subsequent ones behind that seemed fair. Those trades cost the Golden Knights 50 of the 105 available points. Age out the 2020 futures, or Brendan Brisson, and the cupboard is basically dry. What started at 181 remains somewhere close. Despite trades of Pacioretty, Stone, Stevenson, Martinez, Leonard, Cousins, Janmark, Howden, and Dadonov, the Golden Knights were still well above 120. Then Eichel, Hannafin, Hurdle, and Mantha came in, and the previous years aged out, and there's simply nothing left. Obviously, something could happen this offseason, and that would return some stock to the draft cupboard, but as it stands, the Golden Knights have 62.21 parry points heading into 24-25. But with the team expected to remain good, the regeneration of points is limited with mid to late 20s drafts on the horizon. The 2028 draft will offer about 25 more points, and 2021 prospects only lose around 10, but that's just 15 more points. If VGK do not touch their cupboard for the next 4 years, and they remain good enough to make the playoffs, they'll still be short of where they were in Season 5. Simply put, Vegas' ability to buy every shiny toy on the market is going to have to stop. The credit cards are maxed out, and unless they want to trade good players off the NHL roster, no government bailout is coming. It has been fun, and the Golden Knights lifted the Stanley Cup along the way, so there's no questioning the methods. But the guys currently on the roster are going to have to get it done themselves for the next few years, because Vegas literally cannot afford to make any more blockbuster trades for the foreseeable future.